This is the Get to Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhymes out of Valdosta, Georgia. I was called last night and followed up with another call this morning. And what's your name, my brother?
Robert Sutton, Jr.
Robert Sutton. Why did you call the Get to Free Press, short form?
Well, there was an incident where my wife was assaulted and then she was falsely arrested. And I just felt like everything was going wrong. There was nothing right about the incident. She didn't do anything. And I just felt like I needed some help with it.
Okay, when you called me, I think you also had talked to an individual by the name of Bobby Worthy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and now my question to you right now, because you was not there, right?
No, sir.
But you do know that you love your wife, and you do know there were some children involved too, I understand?
Yes, sir.
Greetings. This is the Get to Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhymes, and once again I'm with the husband and father of the young lady that had an experience in Douglas, Georgia, and I've been trying to follow this case. I am not like many of your other news media outlets who possibly turn their head the other way. And so, what's your name again, my brother?
Robert Sutton.
Robert Sutton. Being that the incident had happened with the Douglas Police Department and B&D Used Sales Incorporated, what have you gone through? What kind of support are you getting? Or have you sought after any help for your children or your wife? Tell us about where you are today with your case.
Okay. As far as support, we have our family and the people in the community that know what's going on, and they're behind us. We're getting support from them and calls, and they're asking and their concerns about the family. As far as from the police or any other parties involved with the incident, as far as the legal end of it, we haven't been notified by DFACS. Nobody's came to ask us about our mental health or our children's mental health. We've made calls. We actually set an appointment yesterday with a therapist. We were just gonna have to try to pay on our own, however we had to, but we knew our children, if anything, needed to be seen. They rescheduled the appointment, so we didn't make it. We have to go next week. But as far as anybody contacting us with any empathy about the situation or even just to ask how are the kids, we're not getting that.
What, not even the police department?
No, sir.
Elected officials?
No, sir. I've been to City Hall asking about this issue. I actually went Monday, and today's Thursday.
The mayor didn't come. The city commissioners. Nobody said.
Since I left Monday, I filed a complaint, and I left the paperwork, and we left my wife's number, and they were supposed to get back in touch with me. And while I was there, I mentioned to them about DFACS, and nobody has checked on our children. And like I said, today is Thursday, and we still haven't talked to anybody.
Give me the date that this actually happened.
I think the incident was actually on the 15th, last Friday.
November 15th.
November the
Okay.
15th.
Okay.
Today is the 20th, 21st maybe.
Okay.
And it's just, right now I feel like I'm alone in it, and I feel like I know I'm up against a real big enemy. I just feel like a real big enemy, and I'm noticing heavy police patrol around my house with city police. And I'm really in fear of my life right now. Not just myself, more so me, because they know that I'm pushing the issue. I'm the one that's getting this out there, and I'm doing this for my wife. So I really feel it's against me, but with the people that I'm against, I fear for my entire family, even my mom, everybody that's supporting me in it. And all I can do now is brought me and my wife together. We're praying together because we know we're up against a big enemy, and it's like nobody's trying to help us. You know, I've reached out to numerous news outlets. People have the story.
Yeah, that's another thing. Have WALB or local TV stations have called you, or radio, or
I've contacted
Douglas
them.
Now or Douglas Enterprise? Nobody have seen any care or concern about getting your story out?
No, sir. That's what I don't understand. Somebody called me last night about a live, and I was like, when I heard it, I was like, yeah, I know they do that in Douglas. So when I was on the page, because they got me blocked, I can't even comment. I was on the page and I looked down on the 19th, which was the other day. They did another live, and I was like, well, all of these lives is going on and nobody's even mentioned us, you know. And it's like they're trying to downplay it like it's nothing. And this is a major event that has happened. This is major trauma caused to my children. My children are intelligent. You know, no, they can check the records. All of my children, honor roll students, my children are intelligent. That's why I thrive on that, because I know the children are our future. I can't undo what I've done. But I put respect into my children. They know, anybody that knows me personally and know my children is yes ma'am, no ma'am. You know, and for the life of me, I'm glad that as a parent that day on the scene, I made the choice to tell my wife there to have her older son to take them home.
Do you regret calling me to get to Free Press? Now, I am called to a lot of issues and incidents where no other news media will come. Do you regret when you came to me and I interviewed you, have 3 videos up and going to put this one up, and you probably got pretty soon to be 10,000 views across the nation? So it is a very important issue to some people, but maybe not to the people in Douglas. So my question to you is, have you regretted the fact that you did any of the interviews with me, although the local news media in Douglas and Coffee County, according to what you are saying, don't seem to take interest in this case?
Not one bit. I stand on it, and I really feel like I wouldn't have made it this far if I hadn't contacted you, because since the beginning they've been trying to suppress my voice. And I knew that this was the only way to try to at least come at them, to let people know that this was right. We've done nothing wrong. It's not hard to go before anybody and tell the truth, what happened. It's harder to come and try to lie. Nothing about this is a lie. If anybody, we haven't done any other interviews with anybody other than you. Mm-hmm. You're the only one that actually done our interviews. And we told you and gave you our word from the beginning that we were going to be truthful and honest with you. Mm-hmm. And we knew that you were here to help us. Mm-hmm. Nothing has changed from the time it happened to now. Our story hasn't changed.
Okay, and will you feel bad, because I've said it in my other videos and I'm going to continue to say it, if the business called me as you call me, I will interview them. I'm not going seeking them. But if they call me like you call me, then I will definitely take their story, be just as fair, because this is what I do every day. But sometimes you go and I try to seek out things, they'll tell me where to go. So I chose many years ago. Everybody know me, my number's available, and that's just the way I rotate. So now, last night, I was sitting and on Facebook and I saw Robert Preston with Douglas Now doing a video talking about the county commissioners meeting, and of course it came back with B&D Auto Sales, and he mentioned me that when the Miss Lott, the business owner, was arrested and handcuffed, he made the statement that it seemed as if though I was surprised by her being arrested, and he said repeatedly that that's a sign that it's being fair. Well, I commented as he was talking that I already knew, because I had seen the video. You already showed me, right?
Yes, sir.
You had shown me the video that what happened. But you did have a problem even with what happened, because you are saying, well, tell me a little bit what you disagree about the way the arrest of your wife was handled, and why you say you believe that there's a little impartiality towards somebody over the other person.
Well, just initially, just from the beginning, when I got the call, I was home. Mm-hmm. My wife she wasn't supposed to go anywhere. The only reason she left the house was because her friend at work, she's off because she just had surgery, but it was her friend's birthday. So she had her mom to take her to the dollar store to get something for her friend, because they were going to have a party at work and they were going to drop it by the job. Mm-hmm. While they were doing that, she had to go by and pay a bill. When I got the call, something just didn't feel right. Just from the beginning, once I got the call and she told me, my initial reaction wasn't jump in the car and run down there, because I knew the type of person we were dealing with. So I called my mom. I told my mom to call somebody that could come down there and make sure everything all right. And I waited. It was like 30 minutes after I got that call from my wife before I got there. And I done that for a reason, because I know my mom and how sensitive she is over me. And I wanted somebody to be there to already have the situation mediated before I get there, because I don't want them to take it to the violent toll. At any given time, if I would have showed some aggression, their tactics, skipping from when I got there to the time they put the cuffs on her. They had us sitting out there for 2 hours waiting. And I was telling them, if it would have been me pulling the gun out, I would have been in jail. I kept saying it. So they knew that we weren't gonna leave without her being arrested. So I'm standing there, me and my wife, the officers come out, like they've been coming back and forth all the time, and they asked my wife to step over here so they can talk to him. The officer that's standing here in front of us, I say, why can't I go over there with her? I don't know, just stand right here. I asked him again, are they trying to arrest my wife? And he said, I don't know, you just stay over here. I turned from him and turned to my mom and said, Mom, they trying to arrest her. I feel like that was a tactic, the way they done that, to get a reaction out of me. Any father that done witnessed some trauma like that, especially if I want to send my kids home. It's like this was orchestrated. If I want to send my kids home, you would have had another panic. Now my child, my 4-year-old that attended whatever that is they have for the city police in Douglas, he loves police. If you ask him what he wants to be when he grows up, he'll tell you a police, because he know they get the bad guy. If I wouldn't have made a decision to send my child home, he would have saw his mom being arrested. That would have triggered something in me to see my child react. Now I react. How did you all want this to end? It wasn't right. It wasn't right. I don't feel like she should have ever been arrested. And the whole thing just felt funny to me in my heart as a father, as a man. I'm not perfect, but I've made changes in my life to make myself a better person. And nobody can hold me for that. But for this is me, and I am intent on getting justice, and I will not stop until I get it, because they know they're wrong. They're laughing and joking about it as if it's funny. And it's not. My children's life and my wife were in danger, and my mother-in-law, all at the hands of this woman, just because she has money, and it's not fair.
Well, you talked about, explain the handcuff situation, because that's one thing that Robert Preston talked about last night.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed he brought that up. When they initially done it, all the officers there knew that she had just had surgery, because I kept saying it. That's why I feel like it was done that way, to get a reaction out of me. Because you call her over there to talk. Up until this point, you guys we asked you what was going on. You said that right now we just don't know if we're gonna charge her with either aiming the gun at another or aggravated assault. You never said anything about my wife can be charged. So this is like new to us. I felt like it was a tactic. So when you come out and you get her over there, and I'm kind of distracted, because I'm telling my mom I know what they're trying to do. Mom, they're trying to take her to jail. And in the middle of me hearing that, I hear my wife yelling. I thought again, it was it's something higher. They need to understand it's something higher here working through me to make me move a certain way. You gotta excuse me, because I made the decision not to go towards my wife, because I felt like that's what they wanted. They wanted me to try to aid my wife that just went through this trauma, all to satisfy this woman. And they got angry when they saw I was smarter than that. When they saw that I was intent on documenting this. I want the community to see her walked out in cuffs. But what they did was, when they started arresting her, she was irate because she was upset. And initially, they started trying to when I looked over at my wife, I saw one hand with them bringing her around. So initially, they cuffed her to the back. Somebody came to them and reminded them about the surgery, or she did, and then they changed it around. But initially, they grabbed her aggressively, because of course she was bucking. Y'all hadn't told her nothing. We wasn't getting justice. She called you. Why are you arresting her? And I just feel like they wanted that anger out of me, and they were steady trying to push buttons to get it out of me, and I never gave it to them. That's why they're so angry at me, and that's why I fear for my life. I mean, if anybody can watch the video from the time I got there, and once these videos come out from inside of this business, can tell that this whole thing was not done properly, even after the fact. Even after the fact, when you know you're wrong, y'all still trying to cover each other. And y'all gotta stop it. It's not right. It's not right. Anybody has the right to say what they want to say. Anybody has that. You guys are trying to suppress that, and it's not right. You tried to and I had somebody mention this to me, like they were doing me a favor by not arresting me because I was cursing on private property. When I'm 40 years old and I just had my wife to be assaulted, then watch her falsely arrested, and you're gonna threaten to arrest me because I use a curse word. It's not right. The laws are not created for you to use them against people that don't fit with you. They're created for all of us, no matter how much money you have. This is what everybody have to realize. It is not about race. My 4-year-old son, his best friend is Caucasian. Me and my wife, we have mixed children in our family. My mother is a caretaker. All of her patients are elderly white women. My son got his name from Dr. R, which is a popular dentist in Douglas. His name is Denton. We named him after a white man. This is not about race with me. I can't speak for everybody else. With me, they did me wrong, and I'm not gonna go away until somebody come down here and help me and my family. Right now, I feel like I need protection. Honestly, I feel like I need protection because I'm not getting any help. I'm not. And I've reached out. I've talked to numerous lawyers. I sent this video to numerous lawyers. I've been on all of the social media outlets, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I've notified WLB twice. I've sent them the video. I have not got an interview with them. It's like, I don't know what's going on, but this is not justice, not at all. I'm not feeling justice at all in this.
How old are you?
I'm 40 years old.
Did you serve in the armed forces?
No, sir.
Well, I did. And I'm a witness that I first, in 2010, I went down to Madison, Florida, in Madison, Florida 9. Was brought up on bogus voter fraud charges. I left there. They called me to Quitman in Brooks County, Georgia, with equipment 10+2. From there, I went to Camilla, Georgia, with Mayor Rufus Davis. From there, I went to Lumpkin, Georgia, with Mayor Charles Gibson. I went all the way across much of the state of Georgia. And I found out that the news media is no different in Douglas as it is in any of these 30 to 40 cities that I've been to. It's like as if though when news go off in the black community, and I'm a member of the press, but the truth must be told so the lies can be exposed. Black news is not their news. And this is why I started to get to free press. Not the ghetto free press, as some people say.
Yeah,
it's the get to free press. I took the H out because there is no hate in me. But I do have the truth in me. And this is all I try to do, is to publish what other news media and outlets will not publish. Olivia Coley Pearson, it lives in Douglas. And to understand what she's going through, even with the local news media in Douglas, to see it, I'm sorely afraid that if you was in uniform and served like I did during the Vietnam War, you'll probably say, I won't go back again. So give us some closing comments, my beautiful brother. I only said that is don't be all upset with the news media, because that we expect that in the black community. We have seen that. So don't be hurt about that. But if it was anything else, if anybody in your family, I'm sure, if you were picked up for drugs, it would have been all over.
Yeah.
The news media would have been there.
The same night.
Yeah, they'd have been there the same night.
Yeah.
And they'd be seeking interviews. And your picture been splattered everywhere.
Yeah.
And so, but we used to this. But I am doing what I do because I'm looking for a day in America that when a black man or woman put on the uniform to go serve this nation, willing to give their life for this country, that they can feel really proud about it because they will indeed be fighting for their rights equal to any other human being that God created. Close us out, my brother.
I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that's been reaching out to my family, my personal friends and co-workers. I've been in and out of work, just kind of, they're kind of working with me what I got going on. Just thank y'all for y'all prayers and all, because I'm feeling them. I feel the prayers. I know people are praying for me, because I know we're right. I want to say to anybody that think that I'm going to back away from this, I'm not. I'm prepared to lose that job if I have to, because every day I'm going to keep going until somebody notices what happens to me and somebody gives us the proper treatment, because my family is so torn because of this, and I've been going so much, trying not to let this message get pushed under the table, that I haven't had time to actually sit down and hold my wife and console her for what happened. I really wish somebody would see what's going on and send somebody to help me to fight this battle, because I'm trying to do it alone, and it's like, no, it's like everybody's just trying to laugh it off like it's a joke, and at the end of the day, we did nothing wrong but come to try to pay a bill that was probably falsely adjusted in the first place. That's all. We came to try to do what we were supposed to do, and we were attacked because we didn't want to hear someone talk down on us. What my wife did, and me and her the same. That's why I cut business company, because we shouldn't have to do that. We are not required to do that. And just closing, I need help, and I'm in fear of my own life and the life of my family. I'll make sure that my contact number get out to somebody want to contact me.
Yes, sir. Give us your contact number.
My contact number is 912-501-9716. Email address bertolli323@gmail.com.
Give us the email once again.
It's bertolli323@gmail.com. And I'm here, and I'm going every day. I'm not gonna stop until somebody gives us justice for what has been done to us.
Okay, now, I just received or reviewed the 10-page police report.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you or your wife get a copy of that report?
Yes, sir.
How many pages did it consist of? Because last night on Douglas Now, Robert Preston says 13 pages.
Okay, well,
so are you going back and try to get the other 3 pages that you may not know about?
We might need to check on that, because the report that we received, clearly on the first page it says 1 of 10. On the last page it says 10 of 10. So if it's 13, I don't know what report they're reading from.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask you. And I want to thank you for contacting me again. Mm-hmm. And when you get you have something else to say, give me a call.
Yes, sir.
The Get To Free Press will be there, because we report what others ignore. If no WALB, if no whatever come and publish the truth, because we heard some stuff last night I did on Facebook. I don't know whether it's the truth or not, but that's somebody else's problem. My motto is St. John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set and make you free. And then when you have the truth in your possession, like Jesus and the rest of the prophets, priests, and kings that traveled that great line of holy divine, Joel 2:1 says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, and is nigh at hand. And that's why when you have truth, you ain't supposed to go underground, beneath the pavement, or above the trees. But wherever you be, you get a position that is stationary, that the whole world of those who say in truth that they follow the God of creation can hear your voice. Because the book says, Galatians 6:7, for God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. Therefore, you sow that truth, and the seed and the benefit will come back to you according to scriptures, as I was taught by my grandmother, who only had a 3rd grade education, but she sure taught me how to go in the military for over 20-some years and never got a letter of counsel, never got an Article 15, never busted, never had any complaints about racism, hatred, or any human being, all because of a black a woman, grandmama, that had only a 3rd grade education. Peace be unto you, my brother. Keep standing strong.
Thank you, sir.
This Get To Free Press. Bye-bye. We're gone.